Well, welcome back to Virginia This Morning, live right here on CBS 6. We're halfway through the year. It's a great time to get in contact with a money advisor to conduct a mid year financial review. Recently, Andrea spoke with a certified local financial planner, and here's what he had to share.
At the start of each year, nearly 50% of Americans set a goal of saving more money. Now that we've reached the halfway point, Dan Hill of Hill Wealth Strategies shares important information about doing a mid-year financial review. Hi, Dan.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. So this is very important. I mean, we've experienced the changes, the uncertainties, the hindrance to the economy and personal finance that COVID-19 brought about very abruptly. And we're also seeing that the market is really volatile. So what's your advice for those who are financially uncertain right now, or who may have recently realized that their finances are not quite what they hoped they would be?
Yeah, it's a perfect time to reassess the allocation of your portfolio. The market's always going to be volatile, and the market's always going to be unpredictable because the market reacts to news, and the news is unpredictable. Therefore, the market's unpredictable. Nobody knew that this COVID-19 thing was coming, and we don't know when it's going to end. So we always have this unpredictability, which creates volatility. But we love upward volatility. We like when the market goes up. We just don't like the downward volatility. We run from the pain and we run to the pleasure. So we have to reassess the allocation of our portfolio, make sure that our risk tolerance is, suitable for the goals that we have for our investments.
And there are a lot of people who may, especially in summer, you're looking to spend a little, you're looking to have a little fun, but we're nervous about that. We're nervous about that excess spending. And I know for me at the beginning of this process was really keen on cutting out unnecessary spending. So how do you feel about the new spending patterns that we might be experiencing right now?
Yeah, that's a great point. So a lot of people, my clients and everybody, one of the things that they're not spending money on, and you're one of those people, is gasoline. So I don't know how much you've saved every month by staying at home and working from home and working remotely, but a lot of people are seeing savings there, probably not eating out as much as we used to do. So we're probably saving money there by eating in. And so it all depends on if you're one of those millions of people that have been laid off, okay, so you don't have the income coming in. So you have to adjust, those things. And those people might have to, cut back on their Netflix or their DirecTV or those kind of things, because they don't have the income. But you should have, 6 months of savings ideally, because you never know when one of these things is going to crop up. It's always going to be something new.
Savings is a really good point because some folks might have started off with a pretty decent savings account and had to tap into that a little bit sooner than they may have thought they should. Or
Right.
They may have had a savings that wasn't necessarily as sufficient as what they feel they might need for the future, especially having gone through something like coronavirus impacts right now. So how should we be managing our savings going forward?
Yeah, so what we just touched on, we like to have 3 to 6 months of your bills set aside for whatever the next emergency might be, whether it's a personal one, a family one, or an international one like we're experiencing now with this COVID thing. We had Ebola before and the Asian bird flu. They didn't seem to impact us as much as this thing. So we tend to get a little complacent and think like we're always going to have that paycheck. But now it's a good wake-up call for people to realize we should have that 3 to 6 months cushion in there to cover our living expenses.
And what I've also heard a bit about is that the interest rates are changing for the better for most of us. Those interest rates are going down. And especially at the beginning of the COVID-19 crisis, we were hearing, reach out to your credit card companies, reach out to those that you have loans with to try to adjust those rates or to at least make sure that you are getting the right rate. So how do we go about that process and what are you seeing overall?
Yeah, you should definitely evaluate that. And so there are at probably an all-time low, I know in my 60 plus years on the planet, I don't know that they've ever been down where they're at now. So I had some clients come in today. They were getting ready to refinance, and everybody's kind of looking at that. And you should look at it. And I think they had 3 point something rate, and I said, "Oh, my guy's getting me 2.75." So my mortgage guy called me and said, "Hey, you might want to consider refinancing because the rates that I can get you 2.75." I went, "So it's going to save me $350 a month, which is pretty nice." So I told my clients to call him, and he actually got them a 20-year mortgage for 2.62, which was much better than what they were looking at with their financial institution that they bank with. And I just referred another client to that same mortgage guy. So yeah, you definitely want to look at and consider refinancing. You have to consider the closing costs and this and that, but I don't know that we're going to find rates much lower than this anytime in the near future.
Absolutely. And it sounds like you've got the perfect connections and, as always, are coaching your clients in the best of ways to make it through this trying time. Thank you so much for being with us and for sharing those wonderful insights that we can use right now today.
Thank you, Andres. It's a pleasure talking with you.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Those of you interested in learning more about Heal Wealth strategies, make sure that you visit our website, WTVR.com/BTM.